So eHab is trying to completely disrupt the housing sector, and we're doing that through a combination of digitizing an industry which is stuck 30 years in the past, enabling small innovative companies to scale their technologies, such as modern methods of construction, which can bring costs of construction down significantly over time. And we're using asset-backed tokens as a way to bring stability and real-world valuable growth to the cryptocurrency market, while still taking some of the benefits and some of the best features of that system.
So who are your customers? Who's your typical investor and who's your typical client?
Sure. So primarily we're looking at first-time buyers, people who are interested in getting more affordable housing. So we are working on a couple of projects, one commercial, one is a social project, so we are working with social housing providers as well. In terms of investors, I think we have two audiences there. The first is people who have been in the property crowdfunding space for a few years. We can offer them basically a market with complete liquidity. So traditionally in property crowdfunding, you'd have to wait quite a few years to sort of see your investment mature, and you might even be locked into that project. Whereas with the token system, it's a completely liquid market. You can buy and sell it out of that and into that at any point. For crypto investors, which we're obviously trying to capture some of that value that is following into that sector, it's an asset-backed project. So the tokens are actually a security, so they legally will represent the project that they are associated with. And a lot of the tokens that are floating around now don't have that, and so it's an opportunity to diversify your crypto portfolio with a token which actually has real-world value.
Where is the value for other people in the chain? What, the people who are involved in building houses, building the community, what problems are you solving that the current system or other systems available aren't solving?
Sure, so our current sort of strategy is to partner with much smaller developers, not the larger developers, and we can help them cut costs in several different ways. So with the smart contract management system, we can help them reduce admin costs, and we can help them reduce delays on sites and make more instantaneous payments to certain contractors and generally manage that workflow on our digital project management system. We obviously connect them directly with users, so they don't have to spend anything on marketing. And we can give them much better interest rate loans than if they were to go to a bank. So banks can often have up to 10-12% interest rate loans for developments. We can give those developers a 7 to 9% mortgage, or loans rather, from the crowd. And so it's kind of this whole ecosystem of enabling these smaller companies to scale and grow their own businesses that we think is appealing to the people in that chain.
And how long have you guys been around for? Kind of when do you go live? What's the
roadmap,
the stage? Yeah. Well, I mean, not even the roadmap yet, but the roadmap for launch and for beginning to actually build things.
So we have been around as a company since 2015, and we've pivoted many different times to different things. And so over that course of that time, we've obviously met lots of people and had a huge amount of research and conversations, which has been good. So we are looking to launch our ICO in February. So that's the 9th to the 19th of February for the pre-sale. And then the main sale will be happening from the 1st of March to the 30th of April. And although we are currently developing some of the smart contracts for developers, we pretty much need to raise more money if we're going to accelerate the development of the entire ecosystem which we're hoping to build.
So now, what's the roadmap? What is that ecosystem? Where do you see this going?
Sure. So depending on the success of the token sale, we would hope to be testing a lot of the features of the actual designing and development of the projects over the summer with our key partners. And then, because we're going to have to seek regulation for the crowdfunding element, that will come later. So we'll be looking to test that and fund our first projects at the end of this year. And so the whole suite of the platform and all of the products associated with that will be ready for a complete run through of a housing project in the beginning of next year.
Is there anyone else that's doing anything like this?
There are a few different blockchain-based organizations which are involved in property. So there's a couple which are looking at tokenizing assets for crowdfunding, and that's generally for existing properties. There is also a company, I believe, which is doing a similar thing for blockchain-based mortgages as well, but none of them are looking at it from a construction perspective. It's all for existing properties.
So that's what makes you unique, is the bricks and mortar element of this.
Sure, and the fact that we're looking to empower people as much as possible so that we can sort of change the makeup of the housing system at the moment.